Monday, and it's time to talk technology, and that means Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, on the line with us. Good morning, Luis.
Good morning, Mark. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. Hey, did you get that boat work done this weekend?
We did, yeah. We got it all sanded and painted and polished, and she goes back in the water later today.
Excellent. Congratulations. Yeah. That's a real sense of accomplishment to get that done, so I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Our topic today is smartphone addiction. We've heard about people being addicted to smartphones. Sometimes you just blow it off and say, oh, come on, that's silly. But the reality is, I guess that scientists, medical folks have discovered that there really is.
They've been doing studies on why some people seem, I'm using air quotes here, addicted to their phones and others don't. And it turns out that in many ways, those folks that really are passionate about using their smartphones, their brains have the same sort of profiles that people with normal drug addictions have. And so it looks like it affects the brain in the same way, where these people are just so, it gives them a high to be on their smartphone.
Wow.
And they get this sense of euphoria and satisfaction being on their smartphones, which is interesting because what that means is that we need to be a lot more careful, especially with kids and the way that they use smartphones. Most people would be surprised to learn that about a quarter of all kids in the United States between 8 and 12 have smartphones.
Wow.
67% of teenagers have smartphones. So that's a large number of people who are constantly sitting around with their devices connected and online, and they've just become really attached to it. So it's important as parents that we exercise parental controls to the extent that we can to limit their device use and to monitor them to make sure that they aren't falling into this trap of being constantly in need of their smartphone.
Does it matter what you're looking at the smartphone as far as the addiction level? Because if you're using your smartphone in lieu of a newspaper or a book because you're reading articles online, is this the same thing that they're talking about, or is it different?
It's the same, but also it goes beyond that too. These folks are constantly looking at social media, constantly connecting to the world through their smartphones. They're the ones that you see that have the spare battery packs in their purses and pockets because they are always running out of power. So
that's an addiction.
That's an addiction, my friend.
Oh, wow.
It's so much so that a lot of the newest smartphones, including Apple and Samsung, are providing settings within the phones to let you know when you're using your smartphone too much. Basically, it'll say, hey, you've been using your smartphone 4 hours today. Maybe it's time to give it a rest. Maybe that will help. I think there's ways that, especially in the home, if kids are connected to Wi-Fi instead of cellular, that you can limit the hours that they can be connected so that they're not sitting there in bed till 3 o'clock in the morning chatting with their friends.
All right, we'll have to talk more about this on a future program. Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, online with us here. It's alvareztg.com. At AlvarezTG is the Twitter handle. And Luis, the toll-free number for the I-Team.
Give us a call at 866-78-I-Team. That's 866-784-8326.